My best friend sabotaged every relationship I had, so I let her walk into the last one. Camille and I met the first week of college, and from the very beginning, she appointed herself my protector. Every guy I dated, she found the crack in. He gives me a weird feeling. I don't trust how he looks at you. You deserve so much more than him. And I believed her every time, because that is what you do with the person you trust most in the world. I fell hard for a guy named Reza. We were together 4 months, and I genuinely thought he might be it, until one day he just vanished. Blocked me everywhere. No explanation, nothing. The night I found out, Camille was at my apartment within the hour. She found me on the bathroom floor, shaking, and she sat down next to me and pulled me into her, and stroked my hair and whispered, "I always knew something was off about him. You are so much better without him." I cried into her shoulder for half the night. After Reza, it became a pattern. A guy would seem interested, things would feel good, and then he would disappear like I had never existed. And every single time, Camille was there with tea and a blanket and the exact right words. Then I met Theo at work, and he was kind in this steady, uncomplicated way. I introduced him to Camille, and she beamed at him and said, "He seems wonderful. I am so happy for you." 2 weeks later, Theo stopped texting. I cornered him in the break room, and he actually backed away from me, pressed himself against the counter like I was something to be afraid of. "What happened?" I asked. He wouldn't look at me. "Your friend pulled me aside," he said. "She told me you had an ex who stalks anyone you date, that he had hurt people, that she was scared for me." She was shaking when she said it. My whole body went cold because not one word of that was true. So I did something I should have done years before. I texted every guy who had ever ghosted me. 3 of them answered, and every one of them told me a version of the same story, that my sweet, protective best friend had quietly warned them I was unstable, that I was dangerous, that I lied. Then I thought of Reza, and my hands started to shake before I even typed. He answered too. He wrote, "Camille told me you cheated on me with 2 different guys. She said she walked in on you." The details were so specific I never questioned it. I was going to propose that week. I sat there staring at my phone until the words blurred together. She had taken the one relationship that ever truly mattered to me and ended it with a lie, and then she had held me on a cold bathroom floor while I grieved a man she chased away. I called her that night and told her I was seeing someone new, a guy named Beck. She cut me off instantly. "I need to meet him first," she said. "You always pick the wrong ones, and I am the one who cleans up the mess." I bit down on every word I wanted to say. "Dinner at my place," I told her. "Just us and Beck." She actually laughed and said, "Perfect. 10 minutes with him and I will know exactly what he is." Beck did not exist. I asked Theo to come instead, and when I explained the whole thing, his face went pale, and he said, "I believed her. I am so sorry." The night of the dinner, Camille arrived in a brand new dress and hugged me and asked where Beck was. He canceled, I said. Then Theo knocked. I introduced him as a coworker stopping by, and I watched her eyes narrow into something sharp. We sat down. Theo laughed at my jokes, touched my arm, and Camille gripped her wine glass so hard her knuckles went white. When Theo got up to use the bathroom, she grabbed my wrist across the table. "That man is a walking red flag," she hissed. "You are too trusting to see it. Get him out." I pulled my arm back and said, "You just met him." She rolled her eyes. "I have protected you for years because you cannot protect yourself." Then Theo came back, and her whole face melted into warmth. So I stood up. "Theo," I said, "tell Camille what you told me about our first date." The warmth drained out of her instantly. He looked right at her. "You told me she had a dangerous ex who stalks the people she dates." Camille forced a laugh and said she was just looking out for me. I stepped closer. "I talked to the others too," I said. "And I talked to Reza. You told him I cheated. Then you sat on my bathroom floor and held me while I cried over losing him." She stood up so fast her chair crashed backward. "I did that for you," she screamed, her voice cracking. "They were going to take you from me. You are the only real friend I have ever had. And every time you got close to someone, you threw me away." I just looked at her. "There is no us anymore," I said. She grabbed her purse and ran. Later, I found her old roommate online. She told me Camille had done the exact same thing to her, scared off a boyfriend, then comforted her for months over the loss.